for another episode of Leadership of the Leaf, now in their third season. More leadership topics to discuss and more cigar knowledge to share with great pairings. Grab a cigar, give it a cut and light, and put some smoke in the air with your host, Dice and Austin.
Welcome to another episode of Leadership of the Leaf. My name's Austin.
Hi, Austin. I'm Dice.
Hey, Dice.
You may remember me from such episodes as, Tim Swanson interview, episode 14.
Yeah. I might know you. What was your name again? Are you the funny one or the short one?
I'm both of those. You're the asshole, remember?
Me? Asshole? Me? Never. Alright. Anyway.
Yes.
What? I gotta know. What are we smoking on tonight?
We're smoking the Blackbird Cigar Company Superb.
There's a lot of pauses in there that didn't feel natural. I'm just throwing that out there, and I feel like you're just gonna get ridiculed online for it.
That's fine. Because the Blackbird is superb.
The Blackbird is superb.
Yes. Pick this up at TPE.
Yeah.
52 by 6, 6 by 52, whichever direction you want to aim those numbers.
Yeah. Normal people have certain ways they say things.
Yeah, I'm not normal people. I do like the band. I jumped on your wagon there. Your band wagon. Shut up. Let's hear you do better.
I hate you.
Okay.
All right. So 6x52 Superb Blackbird Cigar Company. Perfect. Obviously, everybody's just dying to know what Hennessy did you not compare this.
I don't think people are dying to know. I generally don't think so. I doubt it.
I doubt it, but I'm interested.
I got a story to share about Hennessy real quick.
Oh Lord!
So I went to a whatever liquor store off one of these little side streets just to pick up, a pick me up, something just to add. And the wife was like, "Hey, look, they have Hennessy White." I was like, "Oh, sweet, okay. Hey, homie, how much is your Hennessy White?" That motherfucker said $200. I was like, "Yeah, you can go fuck yourself. All right, I'll just get this and leave." $200.
Nope.
And it was the American version. It wasn't even like the Caribbean version. Or Caribbean, however people want to say that.
Pecan.
You can if you want to.
Caramel.
Sierra. Sahara?
Oh, the Sahara Desert? Jesus. Did you just say Sierra?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, my goodies?
Like Sierra Casino. Alright. Before you get me even more off track, because that's what you like to do, I am drinking a sidecar, sir.
What?
Sidecar.
Fucking surprise. What?
Hennessy, Grand Marnier, and lemon juice.
Okay, is that a lemon wedge in there? No, that's not even a wedge. That's a whole ass lemon.
Well, yeah, I got a bag of them for free, so I got to use them somehow. Come on, man.
You didn't even put a lemon slice. Ladies and gentlemen, he didn't put a lemon slice. This mother trucker sliced off the ends of the lemon and just put the whole fucking lemon in his sidecar.
After I put it in the freezer.
I don't know.
See?
Anyway.
You gotta know how to do it. What are you drinking? You're clowning my drink. What are you drinking? Are you drinking your whiskey, scotch, bourbon, fucking nobody knows what the hell it really is drink?
Nope.
Jesus Christ. You know, I asked somebody at work about that shit, Glenfiddich, and they said it's a scotch. And I was like, well, I see it says scotch, but it also says scotch whiskey. Well, yeah, it's a scotch whiskey. So I'm like, so is it whiskey or is it fucking scotch? And it was like, well, it's scotch. I was like, but it says whiskey. Well, it's a whiskey made like... I was like, you know what? I'm done with this fucking conversation, and I left. It's confusing as fuck to me. Cognac. That's it. That's what this is. It's cognac. You, Scotch whiskey bourbon. Bourbon whiskey.
Well, listen, there's
Single.
yeah. The large whiskey umbrella, and underneath it are smaller umbrellas.
Fine. Whiskey umbrella man. What the fuck are you drinking tonight? Or today? Or whenever you're listening to this damn podcast?
I picked up something new today.
Huh.
I did it because I like the bottle.
That goes with your band mentality. That's cool.
Listen, you saw the picture, right?
I did. That
Right?
That's a perfect pairing for this cigar.
I thought it was great. Anyway,
What
the
is it?
picture will be on our Instagram
What is it?
at Leadership of the Leaf. With a whiskey, it's a blended Scotch whiskey.
Oh, damn it.
Yes. But it is called the Deacon.
The Deacon. Blended Scotch whiskey. Deacon.
Yep. It's made in Scotland.
Okay.
Scotch. But it's got like a old school steampunkish plague doctor looking dude on the front, and it's like a I don't know, rose gold kind of colored bottle.
Yeah, I like that color. I like that. I like the whole. I agree with you on the bottle.
The whole bottle was like dope. So I was walking past it, and I was like, that looks good. I don't have enough whiskey for ever. And so I picked it up.
That's the thing. Never. There's never enough.
So anyways, that picture will be up along with the cigar we are smoking. But
Yes.
specifically, I'm smoking on our Instagram at Leadership of the Leaf.
Oh, well, all right. Well, I like it. I do. Boobies. I like my sidecar, man. It's actually extra limited. It's too much. It's a little too much lemon, but it's okay.
They just chop the whole put the whole lemon in there.
Hey, don't be a hater, man. Just because you didn't think of it.
I don't need to think of it. I have this whiskey that I've never tried before.
I bought.
It's better.
Yeah, I was gonna. Let's hear your taste notes before I tell you what I did try.
So it's very oaky and peaty, which is not the best. It's almost overpowering to the oakiness. Like there's a charred oak to it that's very, very overpowering, almost to the point of like it almost like tastes like cherry, like cherry charred oak. The wife tasted it, and she told me it tasted like the cherry flavored chloroseptic, like the medicine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what she told me it tasted like to her.
Okay.
I don't think it tastes like that. That's me personally. I think it tastes better than that, but everybody's different.
Have you tried Screwball?
Yeah, yeah. I have had Screwball peanut butter whiskey.
All right. Did you like it?
By itself, negative. Too peanut buttery. But, if you add that shit to a Reese's Blast from Sonic, boy, howdy, do you have yourself a treat. Or even just regular vanilla ice cream. Like just add something like in the regular vanilla ice cream, like stir it up, done. All day.
I'll give that a try. I tried. I only bought it like a little one because I was like, peanut butter whiskey. I'll give that a try. Yeah.
It sucks by itself.
Yeah. I was not a fan.
It tastes so much like peanut butter. I don't like it. But if you mix it in with stuff like, if you mix it in with like amaretto or Kahlua to make like a chocolate like peanut butter drink, it could be really good. By itself, I don't like it.
All right. Well, we have conversated quite a bit. I'm pretty confident we have never said what the topics were.
We have not.
Okay.
So, I gotta know, real quick, before we get too far. Do you eat? Are you a breakfast person? Do you eat breakfast?
I sometimes eat breakfast. Mainly, it's on the weekend.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just curious. You got like eggs, bacon, a little bit of coffee, toast.
Definitely coffee. Yes. I hate you so much.
What cigar would you pair with that meal, like that coffee first thing in the morning?
So that is a great question. I'm gonna tell you why that's such a great question. Because today we're gonna discuss at least 12 cigars you will enjoy for breakfast. You will have a cigar for breakfast.
Fuck.
Which cigar would you have for breakfast?
What cigar would I have for breakfast?
Yeah, we have a total. We kind of went through and got a total of 12.
We, you, me, you,
Yes.
we. Are we friends now?
Are you not a co-host? Hello, listeners out there. If anyone would like to become a co-host,
have fun. Have fun. That's all I'm gonna say.
contact Dice at hehateshiscohost.com. Oh my
Good
god!
I thought it was a great segue.
You're such an asshole, man. So
Well,
that's
you know
cigar
what?
topic.
If I'm failing, what do I do as leader if I'm failing this?
Well, this episode, we're also going to discuss 12 wake-up calls that every leader needs to hear. So, bring, bring, bring. Austin, here's your wake-up call. How to be a good leader. Put on snooze. Mine's on do not disturb. I call it night-night mode.
Night.
Damn, I tried to call this motherfucker in his night-night. Huh?
I feel like there's a theme here. 12
There is.
cigars, 12 things a leader needs to hear. What is this, 12 days of fucking Christmas out here?
Christmas in July, bitch. Wait, is it July? It's not. Okay. All right, Christmas and summer. How about that?
Fine. I'll let it slide this time. Don't ever fucking let it happen again. I've been talking too damn much. My cigar went out.
That's what happened to bitches. So, a great cigar to enjoy for breakfast. I mean, without a shadow of a doubt, anybody. I mean, I will fight you in the streets for this one. Well, actually, almost all of them. M by Macanudo, espresso and cream.
That's a great cigar. Have a little bit of coffee. You got a little coffee cigar. Bang, bang, boom. Put a little coffee ice cream. You're good to go.
It is what. No.
What?
No.
You don't start your day with a little bit of sweetness?
No. I started with bitter and black, like I like my coffee.
You know what? I'm gonna not go there.
All right. M by Macanudo, the Macanudo espresso with cream. It reveals the distinctive among all the cigars because it has that eye-catching like barber pole wrap to it. I don't know if you remember seeing it before.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Yeah. Upon lighting, the harmonious blend of the full-body Maduro and the smooth shade tobaccos characteristics of that barber pole style creates a delightful contrast to further enhance the hand-selected Nicaraguan fillers at the core of each cigar. Now, I want to point out that the M by Macanudo, they have a whole coffee lineup.
Yeah,
But
the Java is really good.
I had to pick. We're picking one. Had to pick one for the list, and that's the one I picked. Yeah, but I want the listeners to know there's more out there. There's others than espressos and cream. They're great.
This is R12. This is R12.
This is great. I try them all. Maybe your espresso and cream number is different than ours.
I don't think that's listed in any particular order.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely no greatest to latest. No, nothing like that.
Right. So I will say the Java is really, really good. I've had that before. I've had the espresso with cream. I thought it was delicious. Definitely a breakfast cigar, especially if you like. I don't know. like go outside, you're sitting on your patio, it's a beautiful like spring morning, and you're just out there with like a little bit of toast, a little bit of egg, a little bit of coffee, just this is perfect. And you just sit there and enjoy the whatever is outside your fucking window. I would say picturesque landscape because that's what I'm picturing in my mind, but you know, some people don't have that. They're like, thanks, Austin. Fucking picturesque landscape. I'm looking at a dump. Like, I'm sorry.
I'm looking at my neighbor's wall.
Yeah, right. Maybe you like that wall. Maybe I don't know. I don't fucking know. All right. Another one would be the Grand Habano Blue in green. It's perfect alongside your morning coffee. The robust flavor comes from Nicaraguan filler tobaccos, enhancing without overwhelming. You got the notes of oak, tangy citrus, earth, nuts, and it all comes together and creates this nice, balanced experience. I think it's a great cigar, especially if you're just a coffee person in the morning.
Yeah,
like you don't like maybe like just like I just have a little bit of toast and some coffee and I'm good.
It's also like Robusto inside, so it's not super powerful. Well, it's going to knock you on your ass for the rest of the day, but it's also not one of these. I don't want to say pansy. It's not one of these mild to medium, like very soft spoken cigars. So it's definitely for that meat eater type cigar person.
Yeah. It's yeah, if you're not careful, it can knock you on your ass first thing in the morning. But maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to start your morning off with a little Folgers buzz or something.
Well, some people, take the coffee and put right on their lips or something. The coffee grounds just. But I mean, I really enjoyed it, and I want to say it was a perfect cigar for in the morning with some fucking black as midnight fucking coffee. Anyway. Another great morning cigar. It falls in that Connecticut category. It's the Rocky Patel Vintage Connecticut 1999. It's tailored for those who prefer the full-bodied blends with a richer, like morning-esque flavors. If you enjoy like that thicker smoke and take your coffee black, like this guy does, it features aged Dominican and Nicaraguan leaves. It offers a lighter sweetness while maintaining that silky, like smoothness about it. So it's not such a hard bite, but you can tell it's still a full body. Yeah,
this would be like, I don't know, like a nice medium roast coffee.
Yeah, with no premium.
Yeah, right. I'm not, dude. I drink my coffee black. What the fuck?
Oh, like your soul. That's cool.
You're one to talk.
The next cigar on the list, I know you haven't smoked.
I have not.
I know you have. I know you have.
Nope. I know.
So it's a 3x3 Tubo by Davidoff. I say Davidoff. Some people say Davidoff.
Pecan.
I say Davidoff. It offers that sweetness reminiscent of like cookies. It's complemented by hints of cedar, wood, sweetgrass. It's not necessarily one that you want to have with some strong ass coffee. I actually had it with tea, black tea. Say whatever you want. Hot black tea, not sweet southern tea.
Like, do you used to make sweet tea for the morning?
No, but some people might. I don't know. Oh my god! I mean, it's a great cigar to enjoy while watching like the sunrise. And I also want to mention, because it's Davidoff, I know a lot of listeners was like, Davidoff, turn off, switched off completely, right? Davidoff is
100% what I do every single time you talk about them.
Like, it's $1 billion cigar. Nope. This cigar, perfect for morning times, is about $3 to $3.50 a stick.
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so if you see one and you're like, you want to try that Davidoff flavor, pick one of these up. My advice is to have it in the morning time.
Nice. All right, so our next cigar is definitely a little bit sweeter.
Yes,
I would say, right? Because it's a Tobacco Especial Dolce. So it's akin to indulging a warm cup of mocha with a drizzle of chocolate. Picture that rich cocoa flavor, infuse that into a cigar smoke. So many of you already smoked this wonderful cigar from Drew Estate. Though, the ones that don't like flavored cigars, you may be hesitant to try it because it's a tobacco, right? They're kind of a flavored cigar, and I get that. Don't hesitate. Go get it. Go give it a shot. Try it first thing in the morning with some nice coffee or a mocha or whatever, and you'll be like, oh shit, this is a great pairing. Like I'm fucking happy I did this. It's not. Nobody has to know. Do it on your back patio. Nobody has to know. It'll just be our little secret, and you'll be like, oh shit, that was really good. All right. I won't say anything.
I have to admit, like, the first time I smoked this cigar, I mean, the very first time I'm like, tobacco, what is this all about? Whatever, right? It was not in the morning. It was like late evening or something like that. And after I finished that cigar, my first thought was, man, this cigar would be amazing in the morning. So the next one I smoked was in the morning, and my brain cells was right. It was amazing in the morning.
I can 100% believe it. Just like I think the next one is perfect for in the morning. You and me have smoked this in the morning before. Actually, we were standing in a parking lot smoking it, and had a phenomenal. It was a great just start your day cigar.
Yes. I love the shape of this cigar, especially for morning time. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's a great one. The one we're talking about, of course, is the Crazy Alice by Deadwood Tobacco. It's 100% Nicaraguan Puro, features choice of tobaccos, treated with Druid-based exclusive conditioning process. It offers an exceptional medium to full-bodied profile, delivers a rich, intricate blend of flavors, notes of earth, dried fruit, dark roasted coffee beans, cocoa, pepper, provide that sensory delight, and that it's going to. I get it. People are going to say it's a flavored cigar. This is a great cigar for any smoker, whether you're new or more experienced. It's just a great cigar from start to finish. You can't go wrong with this cigar really at any time. But if you're just trying to start your day, I think it's a great way to start your day.
Well, I want to point out that any of the Deadwood, like there's Crazy Alice, Fat Bottom Betty, Leather Rose.
Yeah.
And then the newest one is the Lady with No Name or something like that.
Yeah.
The Woman with No Name. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but there's a fourth one out there that they're pushing. But it's normally known as the Three Yummy Bitches, and by all means, all the Yummy Bitches are be almost perfect anytime, morning time, especially for me, because I agree with you about that Crazy Alice, that pyramid shape. Now, this next one, I mean, it has like breakfast in the name of it.
Right. But before we get into that next one, I gotta know, what's your first third taste like?
What? My first third?
Would this be a good cigar for the breakfast time? So far. Let's just say so far.
As of right now, so far, I'm gonna say no. For me, as of right now, it's leaning towards like an after dinner cigar.
After dinner,
like after I got a full belly, I eat my steak or I ate my fried chicken with, just after I had a good, strong evening meal. I think this is no grape soda, not for dinner, man. That's like lunch. Come on.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, come on. It's too sweet tea. Like, doctor, I got like 2 cavities. I just drunk a gallon of tea. No, okay. So
you're talking about diabetes tea.
Diabetes. No disrespect to anyone that has diabetes. I'm getting like a nutty black pepper kind of run of a meal.
Yeah, I can see that. There's an earthiness to this, though. Maybe like a hay.
Okay.
On the retro hail.
I'm gonna take your word because I don't retro hail. So yes, you are absolutely correct.
Just cough some more. It'll retro hail for you.
You made me laugh when I had smoke in the gullet. Come on.
Lee. I'm smoking over here with the rookie.
I'm gonna put the lid in my mouth.
All right. Anyways. All right. So yeah, nice little nutty, peppery, maybe some cashews or cedar or something.
Yeah.
All right. So this cigar, you're saying a cigar has breakfast in the name? I don't fucking believe it. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
We enjoyed this cigar. I remember when we smoked it. We enjoyed it. Alec Bradley's Magic Toast.
There's some people that hate on this cigar.
They can hate. That's because they're smoking it at the wrong time.
Okay. I'll give you that.
Of course, when they came up with the name, it had nothing to do with breakfast. Of course, it had to do with their magical moonlight toast in the middle of the tobacco field. And they said, this batch of tobacco is going to be amazing and magical. We should have a toast to it. And that's how they came up with the name. But it's a blend of heavy Honduran tobaccos, Nicaraguan leaves, and the filler and binder, giving Magic Toast a tasty combination of vanilla, oak, and spice that nicely complements an espresso or any other coffee-based drink.
I get cinnamon, like vanilla and oak almost. That's that spice for me is the cinnamon.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it tastes to me like a cinnamon toast. Like if I was to take a piece of toast, put some butter on it, drizzle some cinnamon, like sprinkle some cinnamon on there, and then just chomp away. That's what that cigar tastes like. And that's what I would love to have in the morning. And like instead of toast and jelly, toast and cinnamon. Why not?
So have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart?
It's so freaking good. All right.
Not going that way. Okay.
I know where you're going with that. All right. So our next one is, I think this one's honestly pretty good. It is a Cigar Series Habano. It's a medium to full bodied cigar offering strength that ranges from moderate to robust. It presents that subtle sweetness on the palate, which is like, it's accompanied by the aroma of cocoa, coffee, wood, leather, and each flavor profile pretty much stands out distinctly. And they blend together and they pair very nicely. But you can almost pick like, oh, there's that one. Oh, there's that one. Oh, there's that one. And they come together and it's like, it's really, really good. It's a testament to quality. It's never an accident, but it's such a good cigar. The cocoa, the coffee, the wood, all kind of just get your day going, get you energized, get the people going.
Right, and I think Zohar, because he teamed up with his master blender, and I think they knew what they were going for this one, because they have quite a few in their portfolio, and this one matches almost perfect for the morning time. Of course, you can smoke it anytime. All these cigars you can smoke anytime, by the way, but they have a phenomenal like aura about them if you smoke them in the morning time. They have like a different feel, in my opinion, a different feel about it. Of course, flavors and all this is all perception to your taste buds.
Right, yeah.
I believe Scott gave us one of these. I think. Anyway.
I believe you're right. I was thinking, but I believe you're right.
The next one on the list is definitely thanks to you. I am now a fan.
You're welcome.
It's Sobremesa Brulee. It sits atop it has a little sweetness. A lot of people kind of don't care too much for the sweetness, but Steve Saka, he's a monster blender for Dunbar. Monster. He's a monster.
He is a monster.
He's a monster. Okay. He's the owner and master blender for Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Skillfully captures the natural sweetness in this blend. Rather than overwhelming your senses, Brulee offers a nostalgic journey in the mellow, silky Connecticut cigars of yesteryears, which 100% is definitely on board with his style. Before the industry started trending towards stronger flavors, expect the flavors of vanilla, cedar, cream, and a hint of white pepper in the super premium cigar. It's a perfect start to any day. By all means, it's a phenomenal cigar if you haven't smoked one yet.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Yeah. All right, so our next one, again, these are in no particular order. It's going to be the EP Carrillo New Wave Connecticut. It's like the country boy's breakfast of cigars. It's affordable, it's versatile, and it delivers on all fronts, right? So at its heart, it's a mellowed, medium-bodied blend of Dominican and Nicaraguan tobaccos, which is complemented by a blonde Connecticut shade wrapper grown in the clouds of Ecuador. So it's up on top of the mountain where it receives like super sunshine. So you can kind of expect earthy flavors, general sweetness, and a consistently smooth burn. And it's just going to satisfy you. It's just a good, solid, like, I'm going to have some fried ham, some hash browns, some eggs, and toast, and that's the cigar I'm going to pair with it, and I'm good to go.
Yeah, because a lot of EP cigars, let's face it, come on, a lot of them are not overpowering, because I don't want people to be like scared of it, but a lot of it is pretty strong. There's some heavy hitters, not for the novice of smokers, right? So yeah, the new wave is definitely trying to capture the audience of people that wants to smoke that not so powerful cigar in the morning time. Now, by all means, you can still tell it's an EP Carrillo.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You can still tell that, but
yeah, it's a good one. I'm gonna let you talk about this next one because I don't know that I've smoked this one yet.
Okay, so the next one, I don't think so either, but we need to get one in your mouth immediately.
Wow.
It's Sweet Dreams by Drunk Chicken Cigars. Now Desiree, I had the opportunity to actually talk to them. If you prefer a silky cigar experience, this subtle, sweetened tip cigar is sure to impress. It features a Connecticut wrapper enveloping a robust Dominican and Nicaraguan fillers, creating a mild to medium body cigar that promises a delightful, flavorful smoke. Sweet Dreams awaits you with an abundant smoke, notes of sweet, nutty chocolate, and a subtle spiciness in the background. Expertly blended for a luxurious smoke, luxurious like smooth draw from the smoke. It pairs beautifully with coffee, making a perfect choice for any time of day cigar. I don't know if you remember in our interview when she said that they had that sweet tip cigar and she was kind of against it, and we both were like, you want to kind of shy away from sweet tip, and then she said that's her best-selling cigar.
Yeah.
That's what this one is. It's 100% this one. I did have one at PCA. I did not have it in the morning time, but when I was smoking, I was like, this is a great morning time cigar. I mean, of course, any time of day cigar. But for me, with the subtle sweetness of the tip, it wasn't overly sweet as I thought it was going to be, but it was definitely a sweet tip. It was a perfect cigar, morning cigar. Cigar morning. Perfect cigar morning. I've been practicing.
I can tell. You're just flawless today.
I hate you so much.
All right, this next one is our last of our recommendations. Again, you guys have probably different recommendations, but it's the Nub Nuance Double Roast, which was formerly known as the Nub Cafe Macchiato. It's billed as the ultimate coffee experience. It's a coffee-infused cigar, rich Sumatra wrappers. It's creamy and smooth with notes of milk chocolate and a clean, sweet finish. And Nubs, we all know Nubs. They're made by Oliva. They're good cigars. It's a trusted brand. It's a legacy brand. They're always, I think Nubs pretty much always deliver. I don't know that I've had a bad Nub yet. So, and this one, it's a coffee one. So it pairs perfectly with your black coffee or your nice macchiato, caramel macchiato, something like that. And it just goes together great.
Yeah, I remember when they were called Nub Cafe, because there's like a bunch of them. There's like Nub Cafe Espresso, a Nub Cafe Latte. But they, for some reason, they had to change their name. I'm pretty confident it probably had to deal with the Macanudo M.
Yeah,
It probably had a dispute there. But, I mean, they got a double roast, triple roast, and single roast, which is pretty much macchiato, and the other flavors. Nope, I don't think I've ever had a bad burn, a bad experience, period, with a nub. Now, I've had some issues with other cigars and stuff in the past, but I don't think I've ever had one with nub.
Yeah, I don't think I have either, but I think it's just a great cigar. Great blending done by Oliva and their team over there at Nub, and it's definitely one of those good cigars for the morning.
I now, sir, have a question. Not for you. Don't get excited. Not for you. I have a question for our listeners. What is your breakfast cigar? What is your first in the morning breakfast cigar? Is it any of them that are on our list here? Or is it another one that you want to introduce to us? Maybe we haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, no, please let us know at Leadership of the Leaf on Instagram. Love to try more cigars. And who doesn't love a nice little meditation session before you start the day?
It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. I want to also add that Petite Corona, any cigar in the Petite Corona size is probably just enough to get you going in the morning, of any brand, of any flavor profile. Because of the size of it, it will pair well for a nice morning time to where it's not going to overwhelm your palate. So
yeah,
add the size Petite Corona for a morning cigar.
Absolutely. So with that being said, are you in your second third yet, or you want to until after the break?
You know what? Let's hit a little break first. That gives me time to puff pass, motherfucker.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to suggest a new leadership or cigar topic to your favorite podcast?
I would like to, but I don't think they would listen.
Well, that's not the case with Leadership of the Leaf.
Really?
Yeah, only thing is you need to do is comment on their Instagram at Leadership of the Leaf, all one word, and they'll listen.
I'm on the Instagram page right now. There's a link in the bio. I can even email them.
You can also send them a private message, and they'll respond to your query.
Queries? Did you just say queries? Does that mean question?
Yes, it does.
Well, good. I have a few queries about cigars and a few about leadership.
Well, that's great. I can't wait for the next episode.
Hey, everybody. I'm Tim from Cigars Daily, and you are listening to Leadership of the Leaf.
And welcome back after that break. I hope you took care of whatever business you need to take care of. Like, maybe kill a spider or two. I don't know what you have to do. I don't know. During the break. Do whatever you have to do during the break.
Maybe they're driving down the road and they can't kill a spider.
Maybe. Maybe they just want to talk about their second third of their cigar.
That's also a good choice. That's a good choice. I like that choice. I'd like to talk about my second third, but it went the fuck out again.
What have you been doing?
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to.
All right. Well, I'll talk about mine. My black pepper, maybe it wasn't black pepper to begin with. Maybe my mind was playing tricks on me. Maybe I just flipped the script. But my black pepper tastes more like white pepper now.
Black pepper?
Pepper. I'm from the South. Shut up. So, so are you. So that's why you understood me. So the pepper kind of switched up from black to white. It kind of went mulatto on me. And then I get like some, I don't want to say some floral notes, sweet notes, but still got that nutty tint to it.
So I can see where you're getting the white pepper. I get a cedar note, which could be kind of floral-ish.
Maybe that's what I'm getting.
But I'm also getting like an earth or barnyard type.
But you got to also think my drink is very lemon heavy too.
And floral and fruity.
Yeah, but Grand Marnier's got more citrus to it, so maybe the acid is taking something away. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm getting, sir. I mean,
okay.
that's my notes.
Okay, interesting. All right.
I would love for someone to tell me some different notes. Not other than you, motherfucker. We're married. You got
what?
You got something to say? I want half.
Where's my ring, bitch? I see you get on one knee. Take me out to dinner. Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh. Bug in the drink.
It's a big ass moth.
The spiders not doing their job down here, are they? Come on, let's be honest. You fucking flick the bug out and drink that shit. You man the fuck up.
He's still alive too, swimming in my fucking drink.
That's kind of rude.
All right, kind of be a dicker. Yeah, bitch. I'm giving you life. Don't fuck it up.
Is he flying sideways?
Probably now.
You can't drink and fly.
Well, not if you're the pilot. Otherwise, I've done that quite a few times.
Boom, stewardess.
Thank you. All right. Anyway, 12 wake-up calls that every leader needs to hear. Is our topic.
Snooze.
Yeah, this is your wake-up call. This is something that should be printed out and put on a wall somewhere.
It should be.
So good.
Unfortunately, some people might get their feelings hurt, so it didn't stay. You can't keep it up on the wall.
Yes, you can.
Some people are baby back bitches. So, one wake up call. If your team's failing, look in the mirror. You're the problem.
Fucking piece of shit.
The problem of looking in the mirror or performing an introspective like self-evaluation is difficult to judge oneself in a completely unbiased way, because I'm always going to think I'm great.
I am fucking great. Don't try to tell me otherwise.
Just as you physically, you will never see yourself and others see you to be difficult to grade on how your actions affect others and how you attribute. Did I say attribute?
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm letting you flail at this point.
Affect others and how your attitude is perceived by others. Attitude. So basically, as a leader, you don't want to try to figure out who is the problem person on your team, because that problem person is 100% the man in the mirror.
All right. Yeah. So this goes back to, maybe you did maybe you allowed a culture, right? Maybe you let it flourish. Maybe you turned a blind eye to a joke that should have probably been told a couple times. Maybe you did something and you told your team, don't do what I do what I say, not what I do. Something along those lines, right? So then your team does
something you did,
right? And so you're like, man, where did you guys get this from? Like, I look at it like this, like kids, right? Where the hell did you get this attitude from? They got it from you, motherfucker. They watching you.
Oh man, you remember that old school drug commercial? Where'd you get this pot? Where you learn how to smoke pot? Learn from watching you, Dad. You remember that commercial? You don't? Am I showing my age? Okay, I'll stop.
I do remember the commercial, the insurance commercial or Precious Moments or something, where it was like the mom like got cut off and she started honking, and the little girl like unbuckled. She's like, "I got this, Mom," and like gets out of her booster seat and like runs up the car window and starts like berating the kid, the driver. And like, they're always watching. And it's like, oh fuck. So they are 100%. All right, number 2. If you can't handle criticism, you're not fit to lead.
What?
Examine criticism objectively, no matter how it's delivered.
You suck.
Right? Who criticized me? dumbass on the other side. Got it. The source often matters, right?
Correct.
If it's your boss and they don't know anything about you, maybe they're blind. Maybe they're coming in outside opinion and actually hold some weight. Maybe they don't know. Maybe they walked up to like, you seem angry. Dude, what the fuck? I'm like the happiest I've been in 5 years. I don't know what the fuck. Go away. How was it given? Right? Whether the person was being hostile or judgmental, or whether they spoke, or whether he gave me the benefit of the doubt and spoke with kindness. Who knows? How it's delivered can matter a lot. If they're being like, no, fuck you. Okay. Are they just heated in that moment and they didn't really mean it? Or do they come up to you and like, hey, boss, I think the way you approach people is wrong. Like, oh, shit, okay. They took some time and thought about this. And then lastly, why was it given? Was it given out of personal hurt, like the fuck you, or was it for your benefit? If you lash out or try to criticize to make yourself feel better, or are you trying to hurt the other person, no, don't do that. If they did that to you, they may just be hurt and vulnerable and angry. But criticism can also come because people are genuinely trying to help. Here's the way I look at it. You got to look at it objectively, right? Which, if I'm looking at something objectively, I have to get the facts. And the way I can verify that I'm getting the facts is if I imagine 10 motherfuckers standing in a glass ceiling above me, and they saw that, they couldn't hear it, they could like hear it. I have to get all 10 of those motherfuckers to unanimously agree on one thing. If Dice came in and said hi, and that's exactly what he did, all those 10 of those motherfuckers are going to agree. But if I say Dice came in and said hi like a douchebag, people are, I guarantee you, not every single one of those people are going to agree. They're going to be like, no, he was just saying hi, or no, he was this, or what. They have no idea.
It's kind of being a douche.
Yeah, well, maybe 6 of those people agree with you as being a douche. Okay, that's not a fact, though. I got to get 10 people to agree on unanimously. You know how hard it is to get 10 people to agree on a unanimous thing that's not a fact?
Yeah, they call it jury. Normally there's 12 of them.
Weird. Boom. So look at it objectively. If you can't handle criticism, you're not fit to lead. So if somebody comes up and says, hey, boss, hey, whatever, you're approaching people wrong, or you're leading the team wrong, or whatever, take that serious. Take that shit seriously. It matters. Somebody came up and thought enough of you and thought enough of the situation to pull you to the side and tell you something.
Yeah.
People don't take time out of their day just to fuck you over, and if they do, that's where you go to criticize me. And how was it given? If it was given by your arch nemesis, and they said you suck, maybe you should tell that person he's a douche and fuck off. I don't know, but if it's your boss, it's like, hey, I've seen you lead over the last little bit. I think your approach is a little wrong. Oh, well, how so? How can I get better? What do I need to do?
Yeah, I'll look at it like, of course, I look at the person that tells me, like, where are they at on my totem pole scale of importance in my life, right? But also look at it because it could be something someone that's very high or important on my totem pole of life, but maybe I just got finished telling them something they didn't want to hear, or they just didn't like to hear. Sorry guys, we got to work this weekend to catch up on the TPS reports or some bullshit, right? Oh, yeah. And if, maybe the guy that I look up to had plans this weekend and now he's fucking mad, of course he's going to, this is kind of fucked up and you should leave this way. I have to take that in consideration. I just told the whole class pretty much something they don't like. So, of course, I'm going to get pelted with whatever they're going to throw at me at that time. So, timing and everything, exactly what you were saying. You asked those 3 questions. You look at your 10 people above you, however you need to see fit. But something else you need to acknowledge is number 3 is your title makes you a manager. Your people make you a leader, and you shouldn't confuse the two. Allow me. Managers sometimes view people merely as cogs in a wheel. Managers have to manage their people appropriately to get them on the schedule and to fit the company or whatever needs. Correct. So when an individual feels like that, they're just part of the machine. That it results in a minimum effort. I'm just part of the big conglomerate anyway. I'm gonna just do mediocre work for mediocre pay until whatever happens, right? But however, when management prioritizes the well-being of their people and establish a trust, employees transform into followers, which they feel appreciated, and that transformation makes that shift from being a manager to a leader. So, Austin, I understand you're doing night school, and I appreciate that. I'm glad you're getting a higher education. What time is your night school? Starts at 5? Cool, buddy. What we're going to do is we're going to have you come in an hour earlier than everyone else. That way we can go ahead and get a full work shift out of you. You won't lose pay, but yet I'm still being productive with you making my widgets for today, okay? That way, now I'm showing you that I am empathetic to your needs. I'm looking out for you. I know what's going on in your life to where I'm able to work with you. You don't feel like such a cog in the machine anymore. You actually feel like that, hey, this guy knows what's up. You know, he's standing on his business right now.
Yeah, there's lots of times where, you know, I've gone up to my boss and was like, hey, boss, here's X, Y, and Z. And they're like, I didn't even know you were working on that, but try to go ahead and explain it to me. I'm like, this is the most important project that I was handed, and you don't even know what the fuck what I'm doing. Why are you my boss? Like, what fucking good are you? And like, well, just tell me so I can brief the Bobs. Like, no, fuck you.
The Bobs.
Like, fuck off. So, you know, that's somebody looking at their title, not at their people. Number 4, don't preach teamwork, then play favorites. Hypocrisy will kill your culture.
Oh my God, yes.
Showing favoritism within a team can breed resentment among its members. This behavior may cause some team members to disengage. After all, if only the efforts of star employees are acknowledged, others may feel disinclined to put the effort in themselves. And honestly, your stars may feel a certain type of way about always getting singled out because they're getting slack from their coworkers. And it's like, oh yeah, Timmy did a great job and Timmy's the best, and Timmy's over here like, it was a team effort. I didn't do this alone. Like, no, don't be humble now. Timmy really did all of the work, and he's really great. And then Timmy's over there like, now I don't want to do anything because you're just going to say that I'm the best, and I don't feel that way. And so now I'm gonna throttle myself back so I can still be part of the team.
Well, I'm part of the team, and Timmy gets all the fucking credit anyway. So you know what I'm going to do? Nothing. You know why I'm going to do nothing? Because Timmy's just going to get a credit. He's going to get a credit anyway. Why? Why should I even bother? They don't even know I exist.
No one cares about me.
But a lot of times that's actually hard. I want to say hard to do. A lot of times you have to pull on that favoritism. And I don't want to say favoritism. A lot of times you got to pull at your star troops. Just like basketball or whatever, right? Who's going to take that final shot?
Right, it's going to be a star.
The motherfucker that feels like he's not part of the team, that doesn't show up for practice, because that's what we're talking about, practice. Or the guy that's been in the gym since 6 this morning and didn't leave until fucking midnight.
Right.
I want that guy taking my shot.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite.
So, you know what's funny? Tangent. I've been watching Winning Time on HBO Max.
Okay.
I don't know if you watched it.
Is that the Magic Johnson?
Yep. So it's a dramatized series of Magic Johnson's rookie year with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Spencer Haywood and Cooper and all of those guys, right? So anyways, in one of the episodes during training camp, Magic Johnson, I guess it's towards the beginning of the season, Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar go have a private conversation, and he's like, hey, the way you carry yourself really reflects on the team. I need you to dial it back because we got to be reserved. We gotta show this. We got to show that. And Magic Johnson takes exception to it. And he's like, the team. You talk about the team that you didn't even run for. The team, you ain't been doing sprints. You've been sitting on the fucking bench because you Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and you think everything should revolve around you. You're talking about that fucking team? The team I've been busting my ass for? And they kind of get into like fisticuff fights, right? But it kind of showed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar throughout the show, right? I don't know any of this happened, right? But it kind of showed him like through the series. He didn't do shit. He didn't give a flying fuck about the team. He only cared about himself. And at that point, it was a whole big turning point in their season. So he started playing more team basketball, being a bigger part of the team, and helping everybody out, and showing that, okay, I got to run, I got to do stuff, I got to practice, I got to be here, I got to do this because I am part of this team, and I can't do it by myself. And that's the only way that we're going to succeed as a franchise and as a team. So it's like that. So you can't sit there and preach teamwork and then like let your star player or whoever sit off on the side. Like, hey, star player, come help me with this special project, aka going out to lunch for 3 hours, while everybody else does expense report.
Yeah.
Like that. No, that shit ain't cool. Like, you know,
it's gonna animosity like a motherfucker.
It's gonna, one, your star player is gonna go, I need to help these guys with the expense report. I have expense reports to do. Like, I have probably the biggest share. And you got these motherfuckers doing my expense reports? Like, fuck, man. But now, like, so he feels a certain type of way. The team who's having to do the expense reports, which is shit work, fucking, they feel a certain type of way, and it just fucks their whole culture up.
Well, you know what I'm going to do, sir? You know what I'm going to do?
Stop micromanaging?
I'm going to micromanage because nobody in this team can get anything right unless I do it. I have to do it. I don't trust my team.
Then why do I trust?
Number 5, stop micromanaging. If you don't trust your team, why should they trust you? Employees desire trust, which is undermined when managers consistently interfere with their work. Consequently, this can lead to feelings of discouragement among employees from the many that probably seek new opportunities because they feel like I don't even do my job because you're doing it for me. Why am I even here? I have no room for growth. I'm just stagnant. And there's no way I can go above and beyond if you continuously do my work. So why am I here? Let me find somewhere that actually values me and use me and trust me more than this micromanaging fuck.
Yeah, well, it's just one of those things where you sit there and you kind of like, hey, I'm going to give you this project. You're like, all right, cool. Hey, I can get that project done. This is the way I say I'm going to do it. Got it. I got a plan in my head already, boss. And then you go back to your desk, you start doing your work. They're like, hey, my project's really important. What's your plan? Oh, my plan is X, Y, and Z. Like, no. We need to do it a completely different way. I need you to do it this way because otherwise it's not going to flow right. But they don't see all the relationships you have on the side that can get things done because relationships get the job done. And what are relationships built on? Trust. Weird. And communication, because that builds trust. So don't micromanage.
What?
It's a weird thing.
I won't micromanage.
Because if you're micromanaging, because this is number 6, you're not developing your team. And if you're not developing your team, you're diminishing them. Step up or step aside. And this one for me hits home pretty hard.
Okay.
The most valuable asset of any organization is its people. Ultimately, the success or failure of the organization hinges on the quality of its personnel. Therefore, nurturing and developing other leaders is a crucial responsibility for effective leaders. If you're not actively fostering the growth of other leaders, you may not truly be fulfilling the role of leader yourself. This goes back to train your motherfucking replacement.
Correct, Mundo.
I've already been there and done that job. I don't need to do it again. I need to start learning how to do my boss's job. So, to do that, I have to train these fucks and trust them to start doing their job and start learning how to do mine. It's a whole little cyclical thing because eventually my boss is going to age out because he's a boomer and he's going to age out into retirement. And I have these Gen Alpha or whatever generation coming up and they have no idea how to do stuff. So I got to teach them how to do my job while I'm learning how to do this guy's job. If I'm doing it for them, then I'm not helping them out.
Oh man, what generation are you again? I can't remember.
I'm technically a millennial. I'm on the cusp of Gen X millennial.
Oh man, sorry, I knew you was a millennial. I had to call that out. But yeah, you're absolutely correct. If you're not training your replacement, then you're failing as a leader, because that's what essentially your goal should be is a leader. Is you want all your people to grow, and I'm by all means, I'm not trying to toot horns or pat backs or anything like that, but your trajectory of your career is astonishing compared to where my career was, and I love it. I love every aspect of it. That shows that it developed. It shows the development of where I was at A to where you're now at, which is double A, you know?
Right. Well, that's the thing, right? Because I got developed to, by several different people, good and bad.
Yeah.
And it's up to me to take those lessons and put them into practice. I now have to sit there and develop the people that are coming up behind me, so that way when I step aside, they're ready to step up into my role and start learning the next role higher than me. Your goal should always be that your underling, your subordinates, your whatever, right? The people underneath you that work for you, your goal should be to develop them so well that they surpass where you ever got to.
Yes.
That's what every good leader, every good mentor, everybody.
Parent.
That's what your goal should be. Every parent, yeah. Look at your kids. You always want better than what you had for your kids. And the way you show that is, hey, I'm going to give this to you. I'm going to teach you this. I'm going to give you all this knowledge and experience and all these other things. So that way you could take that stuff learn those lessons faster than I did. So that way, when you go further than I am, you can learn more lessons. And then when your kids are here, you can pass on all your lessons in a shorter time, and then they can surpass you. It's the same thing.
I mean, one thing you want from your team, as in number 7, is you want your team, if your team is afraid to speak up, you've already failed as a leader. So you want your team to speak up. It inhibits people from sharing, if they are afraid, let me say that. If they are afraid to speak up, it inhibits people from sharing ideas, voicing concerns, and feeling connected to others. It undermines the psychological safety, which is a crucial ability to take risk and learn from mistakes. So if you have someone that's afraid to ask questions, so if you have someone that's afraid to approach you with a problem or whatever, that is a psychological roadblock to where they're not going to be able to develop past that. And I've seen that in a few people actually now, and I am trying my best to prevent that, to go past that. Let's go around these roadblocks. Let's peel that onion back. I actually referred to someone. I was like, you should ask the 5 whys. You should do that. As where you are right now in your leadership role with this problem, ask the 5 whys. Then I kind of left it at that. I'll follow up on that next week, but I actually did that. So, meaning that you want to be approachable. Now, maybe you're like the type that, let me have my coffee first. But as long as you're approachable, you want that. You want to entertain these new ideas. You want to entertain these thoughts. You want to entertain problems that you probably didn't even know exist.
Well, yeah, and listen, I have found in a lot of different ways that solutions are somewhat cyclical as our problems, right? So, you'll see the same problems come up over and over and over again, even though you think you solved them. But what I like to do is I like to hand that to the next generation. Hey, here's this problem that I've been dealing with. What do you think we should do about it? And the reason I do that is because these people they came up in a different time. They have different ideas. There's different technology available. So if you're sitting there going, that schedule will never work. No way we can work from home. 15 years ago, if you ever tried to introduce this
work from home,
work from home, 100% remote work, everyone would have laughed in your fucking face. Everybody. What? Work from home? No way. We have to see our people. We got to know that they're doing good. We got to have control over them. We got to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. Now, it's almost like most people don't even take jobs unless they're at least hybrid, where they only go into the office 2 days a week. Because everything else can be done with a laptop, Microsoft Teams or Zoom or something, and a fucking cell phone.
Yeah.
And everybody has all of that, and so they can sit there and do all. They can check their email, they can do meetings, they can attend meetings, they can attend training, they can do all of these things that we, growing up, never would have been able to do. Not in a million years. And then now, all of a sudden, technology has come up, and it's like, oh shit, we can do this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we can do that. There's a new trend in business. I've seen it. It's called hoteling. Have you heard of this?
I have not, sir.
Okay. So, what hoteling is let's say you have an intra-company network, right? Or whatever, right? So everyone has a laptop, they plug in, they can get onto the company's network or drive or whatever the case is, right? So they can log in and they can do their work, and it doesn't matter where they plug into, they can do their work as long as they're either at the company or through the company portal if they're at the house. So some companies are doing now is they're just setting up cubicle spaces, and nothing is anybody's. Nobody's setting up and
yeah. You told me about
pictures
this.
on their desk and stuff. Nobody's doing. You literally go, hey, my office hours are Monday and Thursday from 8 to 5 or 9 to 5. So 9 to 5, I literally come in, I pick an open desk, doesn't matter which one, I pick an open desk, I plug in, I do my work. If I have meetings, there's conference rooms, and then at the end of the day, I unplug, I go home, next day I log on to the stuff. It doesn't matter. I don't have a dedicated desk in my office. And what companies are finding out is the footprint required for that is so much less than having everybody come into the office at all times doing this. And so they're saving a shit ton of money on leasing space, office space, electricity, network power, processing power at these places, all of the things. And so that's basically like you come in, you reserve a desk or hotel room, right? And you go, all right, yeah, cool. I've reserved this desk for Mondays and Thursdays at this time. You come in, you plug in, but when you're not there, it's somebody else's desk. So there's no pictures, there's no nothing. So some people like it, some people don't. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. But yeah, it's only by being able to speak up and suggest that to a leader who's approachable and say, hey boss, what if we tried this? That you're going to solve that problem. If you came up to your boss and you're like, hey boss, I have this great idea. They're like, go fuck yourself. I'm like, all right, well, I guess let's go get fucked. I could have saved you hundreds of dollars or thousands of millions of dollars over time. And they just basically told me to go fuck myself. Then, why am I going to talk to you?
Right.
Same thing.
That's the main thing is as a leader, you want your people talking to you. If they're not talking to you, then something's wrong.
And you don't know that there's problems.
Right.
And then if you don't know there's problems, you can't solve the problem. And then they'll pop their dirty little heads out right when you don't want them to. Number 8, if you are not accountable, you're not credible. You have to own your mistakes. A lack of accountability results in diminished morale and fosters disengagement, creating a toxic workplace where responsibilities are unclear. When accountability is absent, individuals often evade responsibility, leading to a cycle of blame and negativity that undermines morale. It's that same thing where, hey, you're the finance guy, right? Like, yeah, I'm the finance guy. Cool, I need you to process these filled out accounting papers or expense reports. Like, oh, no, I don't do that. That's this guy. And you go over to that guy and you're like, hey, I fill out these things. This guy said it's your job. Right? Like, no, it's his. Or it's hers. And then he's like going in a fucking circle and you're like, what the somebody process this shit. I'm trying to, like, we gotta do this. They're like, well, yeah, we'll get to it.
Well, what we're going to do is come up with this complicated program that we're not going to train anybody on and just have you put the information in yourself. Good luck.
And then when the company like is audited and fucking loses out thousands or millions of dollars in fines, you're like, what? How did this happen? Like, I don't know. How did it happen? Well, we have this cool system. Cool. Did you train anybody on it? No. Okay. Did your accountants go in and verify any information? No. So these motherfuckers are just putting in whatever fucking numbers they want and it's getting processed. Yeah. Okay. We've been overpaying everybody for the last 5 years. Fuck you.
It's also going to be as simple as, so who broke the widget that we was trying to repair for this weekend? I didn't do it. Well, who did? I don't know. Well, I can't train or fix how you broke it unless I know who exactly broke it, so I can figure out the source of the problem so this doesn't happen again. But you're not taking accountability for your actions. So now I'm just fucked. Every time this comes up, somebody's going to break it.
It's the Shaggy syndrome.
Yeah. Wasn't me.
Who broke the widget? It wasn't me.
Number 9, you don't want to just set the pace. You want to set the standard. Excellence is contagious. And that, to me, that's a true story. Excellence is an intangible yet definable and measurable quality, as we discussed before. It comprises of a set of traits and standards that must be consistently communicated across the organization, and ensures that every individual, regardless of their level, comprehends and embodies and demonstrates that these principles to all. So if I say everyone needs to report in to work at 7 a.m. every day, and I show up at 7:05, then I'm not portraying what I'm preaching here. So I want everyone else to show up and show their excellence. So in order for me to bear that, I should show up at 6:50 to show everyone that you're supposed to come here at 7. I'm supposed to lead. That's on here, right? I'm supposed to show everyone the right way to do things, so the future everyone else knows the right way to do things. It's like training someone. I always like train anyone the right way first. Yes, there's shortcuts. Yes, there's this. Yes, there's that. But I want to show you A, B, and C first. Then we can figure out D later. But I want you to be proficient at how to do A, how to do B, and how to do C. Because if I just train you to do D, then you may not know how to do the A, B, and C.
Yeah. But,
I don't know did that make sense? I don't know if that made sense.
It made some sense.
Okay. Clarify it for me then.
Well, so like if you're training somebody on process and it's process A, B, and C, well, there's a shortcut on B that basically takes you from A to C. Well, I need you to be proficient on all of this whole process on A, B, and C, because this shortcut is dependent upon this one program working. So if you don't have that program, you can't do the shortcut. So what happens if that program, for whatever reason, goes down because IT is working on it, because they're updating the system or whatever, and you don't know how to do the whole long method, you're going to be fucked, and you're now going to become unproductive.
And that's not excellence in what we do. That's not it. That's not what we do. We excel in every aspect. A, B, and C.
Right.
Okay.
And that's we got to do it because it matters. And if it doesn't matter, why are we doing it?
Oh.
All right. Number 10. Your team doesn't work for you. You work for them. Serve to lead. Servant leadership. As a leader of a team, department, or company, one of the most important aspects of your job is empowering your team. Of course, this involves removing as many roadblocks as possible, as well as giving them the resources, tools, mindsets, and whatever else they need to lead in their own respect too. Again, this goes back to, if it's not important, why the fuck are we doing it?
Yes.
If it's not important, why are you doing it. If the process doesn't mean anything, then cut it out. Because if you cut it out, guess what you gain? You gain time. And what is time? Time is money. So it's all of that sort of stuff. So if you're just sitting there and you're like, well, I had to do it this way, so you guys have to do it that way, and you're not working for them and saying, hey, there's a better way, and I can show you guys a better way, and I'll get you the tools to do it the better way, then why the fuck are you a leader? Why are you even in that position? You're just perpetuating a cycle. It's like, well, I was beat as a kid, so I'm going to beat my kids. What the fuck sense does that make? You can end the cycle. Don't do it. Or, like have tools. It's the same thing where, well, I had to do it this way, so my team has to do it this way. I have to do it the long way, so they're going to do it the long way. Well, okay, cool. But did you see all these cool programs and tools and resources that your team could use to cut their processing time in half? They're like, yeah, I don't feel like paying for that though, so they're going to do it the long way. What? Why? Why? What does it matter?
Yeah. Essentially, like, let's say you're waiting on a report or something. Your team is waiting on reports or something from finance and they can't move forward. Instead of just sitting on their hands waiting for finance to finally get it, maybe you get up out of your chair and go see what's the holdup for finance. Maybe there's something you can do to help them move along. That way, your team is now going to be more productive in that aspect instead of just waiting for finance and nobody's looking to solve that problem. So you get up and try to remove that roadblock. Exactly what it's saying in there to make everything more possible to have your team move forward, because that's what you're there for. You're supposed to try to make, what they say, water and electricity uses the path of least resistance. Well, that's what you want to do. You want to make it the path of least resistance for your team, because not only is your team going to excel, they're also going to see that you're out there working for them, and it's going to build that trust, open that lines of communication. This whole thing, it's a whole domino effect here.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, they're going to do the path of least resistance. And so if the path of least resistance is the wrong way, they're going to do it the wrong way because nobody feels like taking the extra time. So if you make the right way the path of least resistance, guess what? They're going to do it the right way every single time.
Lead by example. Actively showing appreciation for your team's efforts by sharing the workload as a leader. This goes in lines of walk the walk and talk the talk. I mean, as when I was leading an actual big team, I would never tell my team to do something I wouldn't do.
Right.
And by God, if that wasn't tested quite often, then I would go out there and show them exactly that I can do exactly what I just asked you to do. I'm not just telling you to do something arbitrarily. I've done it before. I will continue to do it. And if I have to, I will do it in the future as well, because I'm that kind of guy. And that's what kind of leader where you're going to lead by example.
Well, and you're going to make it excellent. We've talked before about, us, you and me racing to produce widgets.
Yeah.
And I, by God, did you smoke my ass every single time. I think there's only one time where I'm like, I cannot produce this widget. And you were like, I'll bet you a Coke on it. I was like, done. And you were unable. I think there's one time where you were actually unable to do it, and actually bought me a Coke. And I was like, ah, shit, he actually did it.
Yes.
He actually bought. I fully expected him to be like, all right, yeah, you're right. Let's figure it out. But you were like, hey, let's figure it out. And then, all right, what kind of Coke you want? I was like, oh, Dr. Pepper. And you're like, damn. 2 minutes later, here's Dr. Pepper. I was like, oh, fuck, he actually did it. I was surprised.
Your self is showing.
Myself.
Your self is showing.
What kind of Coke you want? That's a Dr. Pepper. So yeah, if I say, hey, like you said, if I say everyone needs to show up at 7, and I show up at 7:05, nobody gonna listen to me. If I say show up at 7, and I show up at 6:45, and I'm the first motherfucker in that place, nobody's gonna question me. Like, oh shit, boss did it. I used to race my bosses into work. Actually, I did it last year. I would show up at 6:45, and I would brew a pot of coffee and get everything prepped for the day. And my boss would come in and was like, dude, what time did you get here? Because I was trying to beat you into work today. And I was like, I got here when I got here. Like, and my boss hated it because then I was like, I showed up a little earlier. There was a few times where I beat everybody into the building. And my boss was like, why are you here so early? And I was like, I just got some work done. Like, it happened that I was using the company gym, and so that was my day to use the company gym. So I got up a little early. I finished my workout just slightly early, and I was able to just get there, earlier than normal. But I beat the head boss in, and he kind of like looked at me and was like, what? Wait a minute. How did you beat me? And I'm in here before everybody. I was like, I just happened to beat you today.
Not today.
He was like, won't happen again. And I was like, I'm not trying, like, I'm not looking down on you, sir. Like, I'm here, stupid ass. You said show up at 8. I'm here at 6:30. And he was like, yeah, won't ever happen again. And I swear to God, ever since that day, I never beat him back into work. Ever. Not once. Not unless he was like, I just got in at 9 o'clock and he, at 9 o'clock at night, the night before, worked till midnight. So he showed up a little bit, closer to 8 o'clock or whatever because he had to sleep. But like, there was very few times where I was actually able to beat the big boss into work. And I was like, oh, all right. Well, he obviously, this is something he cares about. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. And so ever since then, when he spoke, I was like, whatever you want, whatever you need. All right, if you say go jump, I'm going to go, all right, jump. And if you say higher, I'm going to try to do as high as I can.
Oh, man.
I knew if he said something, he meant that.
Yeah. And there's little actions like that will go, like, that pays dividend.
Yeah. Yes, because if we've all worked for a boss where it's like, do what I say, not what I do. And you're like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude. And then you come up with a ethically gray area. And you kind of look at it and you're like, and maybe you didn't do the most ethically correct thing, but it's still within the gray area. You're like, well, I'll just do it this way. But if you have a boss that's like, hey, I really would rather, do it this way, you're like, oh, okay. Well, you come across that situation, you're like, the boss would do it this way, and I probably should too. It doesn't take me any extra time. All right. And just go from there.
Yeah.
All right. Last, number 12.
Wake up call.
Wake up call that every leader needs to hear. All right. This one, we have to there's a caveat to it. We'll get into it, but
okay.
A leader takes the blame and shares the fame, no exception. So if something goes wrong, when results falter, there's ultimately one place to look, and that's the leader. It's the leader's responsibility to ensure the team is properly coordinated and functioning effectively. Now, there's an asterisk kind of to this one. I know I said no exceptions. There's a little bit of an asterisk. If the person that's on your team blatantly disregarded instructions, blatantly did something illegal, unethical, or immoral, and you have walked the walk, you talk the talk, and you just you can't get through to this person, then you need to extradite and get rid of that person and cut them off like cancer. Get them out, because you can't take responsibility for something you had no idea about and have shown that's not how we do business.
Right. That individual acted purely on their own, without any regard to my leadership, without any regard to the team, without any regard to the actual organizational mission, or what have you. So, yes. So as a leader, you need to take a hold of that. Yes, I understand we have failed as a team, and I understand why we have failed as a team, because we have one rogue member that I will remove from my exceptional, great team, and we will not falter any further after I remove this one lone individual.
Right. But by doing that, you're sitting there saying, I didn't see this person as a problem beforehand. If you did see them as a problem beforehand and you didn't do anything about it, it's ultimately on you. But if it's a random act and they've they've been a performer and they haven't done anything wrong, and then randomly they just took the shortcut that nobody ever takes because it could hurt somebody, it's illegal, whatever the case is, and they did that on their own, then that person has to be held accountable, and that's what you're doing as a leader, and you're saying, hey, I'm gonna take that one on me. Not really, you can take it on me. I'm gonna blame that person for what they did. I'm gonna take the blame for allowing the situation to even come into fruition in the first place. Because if you there was it was just on the news. It was like a Air National Guard member, and they put a bunch of military secrets on like a Discord channel or something. Did you hear about this?
I did not.
It was in the news. There was this Air National Guard airman, and he worked in a secret vault or whatever, and he was printing out secret classified material, taking it home, and putting those secrets on a Discord. He was sharing it with his friends, almost like bragging, but it was on like an unsecure, like Discord chat room type channel or whatever. They found it, but then that leader can't sit there and say, hey, he wasn't trained, he wasn't this. Like, that's obviously on that member, right? They did something illegal and they were doing it idiotically. The problem with the leader that you should take the blame of that is saying, I allowed that situation to even come into the place in the first place. I should have backups in place where nobody enters the secret vault alone and nobody leaves alone, because I don't, and if you print something out, it has, somebody has to see why it's printed out or whatever the case is, right? You can have processes in place.
Yeah.
So the leader has to take blame for, I didn't have the proper processes in place to ensure that this happened, or didn't happen, I should say. You can't take the blame of that member. It's not healthy to take blame of the member for that member's actions. What you can take blame for is, I didn't have the proper processes and procedures in place to ensure that this didn't happen.
Which is essentially still taking it as the leader and moving forward. Of course, you see the ways and the actions that happened that was beyond your control. And as the leader of the team, you're going to, hopefully as a leader of the team, you're going to pursue different avenues to ensure that it doesn't happen again, and two, that there's checks and balances in place.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's like I said, it's not healthy for a leader, and I think it's a cop-out for leaders to be like, oh, all leaders take blame and share the fame. Got it. That's 100%. You should always, if your team did good, the team did good. Don't sit there and say I did good because I'm the leader. And if your team failed, say, hey, I didn't set them up for success because I didn't get the resources they needed. Whatever the case is. But there are certain scenarios where a rogue member, due to processes and procedures, acted on their own accord.
Right. So that was a wake up call. I mean, we woke up, we had our morning cigar.
Yeah.
Have quite a few choices. Then
Yeah.
we had a wake up call on some leadership topics. Wake the fuck up. And then we talk about our final third of the cigar that we're smoking.
Yeah.
Was that a good segue or no? That was okay. Okay.
That's good. I'll let it go. That's a good one.
For me, my final third, I'm getting like a hodgepodge of peppers here. I can't figure out if it's black. I can't figure out if it's white. I'm pepper notes. Can I say that? Is that fair to say? Pepper notes. I'm nearing the end of my drink here, and I want to say it's kind of salty. I don't know, because of course the lemon is stronger near the bottom.
Well, again, you shouldn't have stuck a whole ass lemon in there.
Okay. Note to self: don't let Austin see your whole ass lemon in your drink.
I'm just saying. Yeah. So I'm getting the pepper notes, and then on the back end, I'm still getting like this cedar, little like oaky, earthy tone on the back end. I finished my drink, so I've been kind of just using my backup drink, which happens to be water. So I do drink water.
Wow.
That's my backup drink. I always bring out a little bit of water just to make sure. But yeah, it's a little oaky, kind of earthy stuff, but I do definitely get that pepper note. But my question for you guys is it single, 5-pack, or box worthy?
It's time to answer the question. Is a cigar box worthy, 5-pack, or just 1 or 2?
Man, this is pretty good. That's a pretty good question, especially for this cigar. I really enjoy this cigar. I'm not going to say box worthy, but I don't want to say 1 or 2 either. So that leaves me the option of a 5-pack. I did enjoy it more than just 1 or 2. It wasn't offlandish for me, but it wasn't the bee's knees either. So I'm gonna go 5-pack, sir.
Okay. So with this cigar, I've had lighting issues. It's gone out on me several times. I don't know if that's a humidification issue. It is rather humid out here where I'm smoking. Like, it's not overly hot, but it is definitely humid. We had some storms roll through, so it could be a humidification issue. But the lighting issues have kind of turned me off of this cigar. The flavor notes are okay.
Yeah.
They're not like, man, this is just so, I can't get enough of this. It's like, all right, this is a pretty good cigar. I definitely agree with you. I don't think it's box worthy. I don't think it. Yeah, I don't want to say 1 or 2 because I think it's better than that. Even with the lighting issues, I think if I dial in the humidification issue, that is the cause. Then I could definitely see this as a 5-pack.
Okay. You did have some. I haven't had any lighting issues. I did touch up one time. It could be the way I'm holding it. There's factors in there for me for my touch up, but it was just a small touch up for me. But I did notice you did have quite a few lighting issues. I did see you relight quite a few times. I don't know if that constitutes as a bad cigar on your end. But Blackbird for me, because I smoked several Blackbirds in their portfolio, by far this is one of the better with more flavors. I can definitely understand the 5-pack issue as opposed to not being box worthy, and how great I want to say the cigar is to go above a 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because I'm not disappointed in the smoke. It's just I'm not overly excited either.
Yeah. No, I think you're right on there. I think if I had a 5-pack in my humidor, this would be one of the cigars that like I could come out and smoke. If me and the wife decided to come out here and watch a show or play a card game, I didn't really have to pay attention to the smoke all that much. The flavors are relatively good. I'm not upset with the flavors, but I think to me, this is not one of the ones where I'm like, I gotta get a box of this because it's so good and I love smoking this all the time. It's one of those ones where like I could pick this up every once in a while, come out here, watch a show, listen to some music, play a card game. I wouldn't be upset by having it, but I definitely don't. I don't think it's a 1 or 2. I don't think it's a bad cigar. I think there's better ones out there that I would much rather spend my money on for a box-worthy type cigar.
Well said, sir. No bad cigars. There's just better ones.
Yeah.
Got it. Perfect.
All right. Until next time, my name's Austin.
And I'm Dice.
And great leaders smoke great cigars.
Thank you for listening to Leadership of the Leaf. The comments and opinions expressed by the host and guests does not reflect the opinions of those that broadcast this show, nor does it reflect any of our affiliates.